Now we are going to start with a very important topic. It is useful in your 12th class and 11th class. In all both classes, it is highly required. Okay, and in the mole concept also required. That's why you have to be very careful. And I'm happy you are all following my class very nicely. Whatever the work is given to you, you are simply solving it with the utmost care. Okay, and strength is also nicely maintained, so keep maintaining the same josh. Okay, and whatever problem you have, you can send it to me through the messages. Okay, now coming to the concentration term, this is before understanding concentration terms, we should know the internal meaning of concentration. Okay, so concentration term is used for the solution. And what is solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture. It is just a mixture only, but additional condition is that it should be homogeneous mixture. Okay, it should be what? Homogeneous mixture. Then in homogeneous mixture, there will be at least two parts. Okay, if it contains at least two parts, then it is called binary solution. Okay, I told you a word, at least. Okay, so at least means more than two are also possible. Okay, so that is specially I'm mentioning because it is going to create a problem of, it is going to create a problem in some of the mentioned portions. Okay, so what is that mentioned portions, that I will tell you when that term I am going to explain. That time we will come to know which is applicable for binary solution, which is applicable for tertiary solution, quaternary solution, like that, depending on the number of compounds available in the mixture. Depending on the number of compounds available in the mixture, they are divided into binary solution, minimum binary, because mixture is a combination of two things and there should not be any chemical change between them. Okay, if they chemically change, then they will give you compound, not chemically changed. Okay, so homogeneous mixture of two things for the time being I am taking out. Now the part which is dissolved, the substance which is dissolved is called as solute. The part in which it is dissolved is called as solvent. Okay, so don't get confused with the quantity. People are having a wrong concept that the substance which is available in large concept is called solvent, the substance which is available in small quantity are called as solute, but it is a wrong concept. It is also applicable, but it is not only applicable. Okay, it is a part of the definition. Is it understood? So solute and solvent both are defined in different way. The substance which is dissolved is called as a solute. The substance in which it is dissolved is called as a solvent. Okay, so this is about the definition and part of a solution. Okay, so this is the definition and part of a solution. Okay, so now let us say what is the purpose of maintaining concentration. Okay, what does it depend on? Okay, on what factor it is going to depend, that I am going to explain. Concentration is basically will let you know about the relative terms. Will let you know about the relative terms, relative quantity, relative amounts of solute and solvent. Okay, so concentration will tell you what is relative term used to mention amount of solute with respect to given amount of solvent. In some cases it is solution. Okay, so concentration is directly proportional to amount of solute and inversely proportional to amount of solvent. Let it be any method of expressing concentration, it will be always directly proportional to solute and inversely proportional to solvent. Is it understood? So but there are plenty of methods. One got disadvantage, then they will go for another got disadvantage, then they will go for the third one, and when you realize that third one also having problem, they may go back to the first. So no method is perfect and no method is complete. That's why you should know every method and also you should be able to know their interconversion. If you are given with something, you should be able to convert it into another part. Okay. So concentration term, it is a long process. It is a long process. It is keep on modified since years. Okay. So the earlier stages of expression of concentration, the word used is mass fraction. First word introduced to explain concentration is mass fraction. Okay, what it is? Mass fraction. Mass fraction is denoted by W by W. Okay, with it, what with it is denoted? W by W is the mass fraction. Okay, now in mass fraction, as the word is used fraction, so there won't be units, no units. Okay, what is mass fraction denoted with? It is denoted with W by W. Okay, and what is units? No units, because fraction means there are two quantities divided and they both have same units, therefore they will get cancelled with each other, result in no units. Is it understood? Now coming to the mass fraction. Okay, so mass fraction is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution. Okay. See, as I told you in the very first class, in chemistry, every spelling makes a difference. Solute, up to here it is same. Here it is TE, it is ION. Okay. So that makes a lot of difference. Okay. So mass by mass fraction is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solution. That in the other way, what we can say, mass of solute divided by mass of solute plus mass of solvent. These are the two definitions of mass fraction. Okay, mass fraction is denoted with W by W, no units, formulas 2. Okay, some modification is done here. It is always going to be, mass fraction is always going to be less than 1. Okay, it is always going to be less than 1. If it is equal to 1, then it is a pure compound. It is not at all a solution. And above 1, you cannot imagine also. Okay, you cannot imagine above 1. Okay, Galaxy J2, concentrate on the screen. Okay, now less than 1, it you cannot imagine more than 1, and if it is equal to 1, it is a pure compound. What does it mean? It is a pure compound. Okay, next, after mass fraction, then a small modification is done to give the second type of method. What is that method? Mass percentage. That method is what? Mass percentage. Mass percentage. As I told you, modification, that means the base is kept same only thing it is multiplied by 100 and denoted as W by W percentage. Okay, so it will be always less than 100. If it is equal to 100 means it is a pure compound. You cannot imagine more than 100. Okay, and here mass percentage, W by W percentage is equal to, formula is same, extra what we need to do into 100, extra what we need to do into 100. This is the second method. First one is mass fraction, second one is mass percentage. Mass percentage is mass W by W percentage. Okay, is it should be less than 100. If it is equal to 100, it shows that it is a pure compound, and it is denoted as mass of, formulated as mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100, and it is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solute plus solvent into 100. Just we have added a new thing, that is into 100. Okay, rest all are same. Is it understood now? This is about the mass percentage. Now we are going to start with no units, because percentage. Two things you should remain known, that whenever there is a two terms, one is percentage, another is fraction. If these two terms are used blindly, you can say no units. Okay, not only in chemistry, it is applicable everywhere. Fraction and percentage, no units. Okay, because in fraction both are divided when units are same. Okay, and percentage is used from the fraction only, just by multiplying with 100. Okay, Now coming to the third. Third one is volume fraction. First, third one is what? Volume fraction. Okay. It is denoted by V by V. Denoted by V by V. Okay. So V by V is the volume fraction. Now in this one, volume fraction again, I told you it will be less than 1, always less than 1. And volume fraction, again words use this fraction, that's why no units at all. That's why no units at all. Okay. Now once no units, then what we will do? Same formula, V by V is equal to volume of numerator solute divided by volume of denominator, it is solution. Denominator, it is solution. And further it can be written as volume of solute divided by volume of solute plus volume of solvent. Okay, this is formula denoted and condition. Is it understood? Now I think if you people are smart enough to even you can now imagine, you can anticipate, you can expect the next heading also. Okay, very nice, good replies coming out. Okay, next definition. Next definition we are going to study is about the volume percentage. Okay, this time we got good people. Okay, volume percentage. So whoever they wanted to write, just you are using the technology in the right way. Very good. Volume percentage. 5 people replied. Okay, good. So volume percentage V by V. This is going to be less than 100. It is going to be less than 100. Okay. Now, will it be units? Will be there? No units. Why? Because it is percentage. How many terms there will not be any units? When word used fraction, no units. When word used percentage, no units. Okay. Now, here what additionally what we will do? We will just multiply with 100. Here we will just multiply with 100. When you convert fraction into percentage, simply multiply the previous value into 100. Again, this value cannot be cannot be more than 100, and if it is 100, then it means it is in pure state. Is it understood? Volume percentage, third, fourth part. Up to here, these are all previous methods. Okay, previous methods. Nowadays, they are giving, but they are not directly giving. They are giving something and converted into this, or they are giving these values, but we need to convert them into present units. Okay. Now, just fifth heading, we are going to remix. Okay. In music, if you wanted to make something hit, then normally what music they are doing, they are just remixing. Now this is also done here also. Okay, very good. Lokagna replied very nicely. Okay, third, fifth heading also she anticipated. Very nice. Fifth heading is going to be strength. What it is going to be? Strength. Okay, and strength is also called as mass volume relationship. Okay, so strength is denoted by W by V. How it is denoted? Good. Kranti also replied. Okay, so mass volume fraction, it is also called as what? Strength. Okay, now it can be anything, we cannot say, but will it be units? In units will be there or not? You have to be very careful with unit. Dangerous units of the concentration is only units of the strength, because it is more confusing. Units are gram per milliliter. This type of unit have you ever seen? Gram per milliliter. Have you seen any units of any other thing? Gram per milliliter is unit of. Other than strength, is there in another thing, Anusha? Ajay Babu, or where you found? iPhone replied no. Very nice. Chaturya and Sampath, both are very fast and accurate. Galaxy ON8, very nice. Okay, so these are the density unit. Okay, gram per milliliter is a units of density, but here the main thing is, don't get confused that gram per milliliter is given density, but how you will come to know here, You will come to know when you go to the definition of it. W by V. Here in the numerator, what we are going to write? We are going to write mass of solute. What we are going to write? Mass of solute. In the denominator, mass of solution. But in density, what you will do? Mass of substance and volume of same substance. But here it is not so. Numerator is about solute, denominator is about solution. Okay, so that's why don't get confused. They both are not about same thing. It is about mass of solute, it is about volume of solution. Okay, so mass of solute by volume of solution. Now in the numerator part, mass will be same. Okay, and here volume of solute plus volume of solvent. Understood? So this is going to be the strength. Okay, strength means W by V. It is just remix of numerator from mass fraction, denominator from the volume fraction. Okay, so this is about the strength. Up to here, these are all old and conventional units. I think everybody is making a note of it. Okay, so especially in my class, everybody should carry pen and notebook. Making a notes is essential for chemistry. Regularity, sincerity, and making a good notes are the steps for success. Okay. Now we are entering into the latest era of concentration. The latest era of concentration is started with molarity. This is sixth topic. Okay, molarity. Okay, so people think that why to by heart definition, but there are many numericals which is going to solve from the definition itself. Okay, I will give you live examples. There you need not to use any formulas. If you know the definition, you can solve it. Okay, that I am going to give you example through the some numericals. Okay, so whenever feel that concentration means just a numerical, so mug up formulas. No, it is not so. Okay, so molarity is defined as number of moles of solute, number of moles of solute per liter of solution. Here this one more important. Okay, so molarity is defined as what? Number of moles of solute per liter of solution. Okay, so this is denoted with capital M, denoted with capital M, and molarity is equal to numerator part N solute, number of moles of solute, divided by V solution, volume of solution. Okay, so number of moles can be further written as mass upon molecular mass, mass upon molecular mass of solute divided by volume of solution. Sometimes what we get is volume will be in milliliter. In that condition only, what you have to do, multiply with 1000. In that condition, what you have to do, multiply with 1000. This 1000 is to be multiplied only when volume given is in milliliter. If you don't want to confuse with this, simply always make it a habit of taking volume in liter only. Convert into liter and substitute here. No 1000 problem. Okay. So there should not be any confusion. Milliliter only 1000, otherwise not required. And here mass always should be in grams. Mass always should be in grams because this is GMM, gram molecular mass. Okay. Now from the definition, I think you can write the units. What you can do, you can write the units. Okay. What are going to be units? In the numerator part, it is mole. Okay. And in the denominator part, what are the units? Liter. So mole per liter is units of molarity. Okay. So units are mole liter inverse. What are the units of molarity? Mole liter inverse. Okay. So this is about the molarity and definition, denote, unit, and two formulas. I think is it understood now, everybody? Very good. iPhone mole liter inverse. Good. Okay. Now see every small word. Next we are going to start with the next definition. Okay, good expectation. Molality. Molality. See, only one word changed. Okay. Subhash. Good. T. Subhash is following nicely. Kranti also. So molality is denoted with small m. Is denoted with the small m, and its units going to be mole kg inverse. Mole kg inverse. Likewise, when you compare and study, it is more interesting, and it is going to be very easy to understand. So number of moles of solute, no problem at all. But here per liter, instead of per liter, it will be per kg, and instead of per solution it will be per kg of solvent. So how many things we made the changes? First thing is liti. It was riti, now it is liti. It was capital M, it is small m. And the numerator part we did not change anything. In the denominator part we changed, in place of liter we changed in kg, and in kg in place of the solution we written as a solvent. అర్థమైందా? Now numerator part same, denominator part in place of V, what I will write? W. Okay, sorry, here it will be small m. So W, here in place of solute, what I should write? Very nice, solvent. Okay, so in place of liter, what I will write? Kg. In place of liter, what I will write? Kg. Okay, now here in place of milliliter, what I should write? Grams. That means we need to multiply with 1000 when mass of solvent given in grams. Understood? Otherwise, you need not to multiply. Here in the mole per liter, it will be mole per kg. Units is going to be mole per kg. Okay. Now let us take a overview of the molality. Molality denoted with the small m, and formula is mole kg inverse. Formula is what? Mole kg inverse. Defined as number of moles of solute per kg of solvent. Number of moles of solute per kg of solvent. Okay. The small m is equal to n solute upon mass of solvent in kg. Mass upon molecular mass of solute upon mass of solvent. If it is in grams, then multiply by 1000. Okay. So units are already given. Okay. Now somebody's expectations are wrong. Okay. So I wanted to change the, very nice. Kranti got my expectation right. Okay. Normalities. Eighth one is normality. Okay. Now in the, oh shit. Normality denoted with capital N. Okay. So when you changed from molarity to molality, what we kept constant? We kept constant in the numerator. And here we are going to change in the denominator. Numerator we are keeping same. Okay. So here equivalent mole per liter. What are the units? Equivalent moles per liter. Units are equivalent mole per liter. Okay. Now definition is number of equivalent moles of solute per liter of solution. Okay. So definition part, I think it is clear to all now. Okay. So normality n is equal to equivalent mole liter inverse. Manik, you are very late. So number of equivalent moles of solute per liter of solution. Okay. So everything is tracked here. So be careful. So number of equivalent moles of solute per liter of solution. Is it understood? Now see, denominator part is changed. Now in the numerator part we have changed here. So normality is equal to number of equivalent moles of solute. Okay. Denominator part same, volume of solution. Volume of solution must be in liter. Okay. So if not in liter, what you will do? If not in liter, what you will do? Very good. If not in liter, you will multiply with 1000. Okay. Very nice. Number of equivalent moles of solute part same divided by if volume of solution. If volume of solution is in milliliter, you will simply multiply it with the 1000. Okay. So this is about the normality. Jagadish, good. Like that, I want more involvement by the students. 56 students are there and all 56 must be replying. Okay. There is a changeover of number of students. Okay. Normality up to here, is it understood now? This is up to the normality. Now, here the very typical part is with the equivalent moles. What is equivalent moles? I am going to explain it now. Okay. In the normality, there is a term called as equivalent moles. That only I am going to explain. Okay. Equivalent moles is equal to mass upon equivalent mass. Mass upon what? Equivalent mass. Now you will get doubt what is equivalent mass. Okay. So equivalent mass is simply molecular mass. Okay. Divided by equivalent factor. Which factor? Equivalent factor. Okay. So you should go from the down to the top. First you should know equivalent factor. Then what you will get? First you will substitute equivalent factor, then you will get equivalent mass, then equivalent mass with the equivalent mass, what you will get? Normality. So getting normality is not a easy task. It is a very, very difficult task. Okay. Normality, first you should know equivalent factor. By using equivalent factor, what you will find out? Equivalent mass. By equivalent mass, what you will find out? Equivalent moles. So that is the main problem with the normality. Okay. But it got the advantage only in case of the electrolysis, electrochemistry. It is going to be much useful. Is it understood? Okay. What is equivalent factor? I am going to explain. Okay. Up to now, I think it is noted. Now coming to the equivalent factor. Equivalent factor itself is a tough task. After that, substitute here, here, and here, you are going to be very difficult one. Okay. Now, how to find out equivalent factor and what is equivalent factor, I will explain. Okay. So, equivalent factor can be determined depending upon the question. Depending upon what? Question. Okay. So what is equivalent factor? If acid, different definition. If base, different definition. If salt, different definition. If ion, different definition. If reaction, different definition. See, total how many equivalent type of factors are there? 5 types of equivalent factors are there. Okay. For every substance, there is a new method. All you should remember, and you should be able to know the application part also. That is difficult task. Okay. So you might have already studied it, but up to this you may not be confirmed. Okay. Okay. Prashant is following. Okay. So first acid. For acid, equivalent factor is number of replaceable. What placeable? Replaceable H plus. Okay. What is that meaning? What confusion? Okay. It is also called as basicity of acid. Okay. Some people are taught with wrong definition, basicity. Okay. It is not wrong, it is incomplete. Okay. So when you want to crack the advanced examination, so that definition may not be useful. For acid, it is equal to, for acid, what it is equal to? It is equal to number of replaceable H plus. Okay. Now coming to the next. For base, it is equal to number of replaceable OH minus. For base, what it is? Number of replaceable OH minus. Okay. Now, what for salt? It is either total positive charge. Total which charge? Positive charge or total negative charge. Positive we can take, total negative we can take. Both will be always same. Okay. Both will be what? Always same. Then only it will be salt. If positive charge is more, it will be cation. If negative charge is more, it is going to be anion. Okay. So in a salt, both will be same. Whichever you are feeling comfortable, if you are comfortable to calculate positive charge, then also okay. If you are able to calculate negative charge, then also okay. Okay. Now coming to the ions. If it is an ion, then simple. If it is a cation, you will take total positive charge. Okay. If it is a negative, then you will take total negative charge. Here both appear to be same, but both are not same. Okay, net positive or negative, better I will use a different term here, net positive or net negative charge. Okay, next coming to the reaction, change in oxidation number. Okay, for a reaction what you will do, change in oxidation number. Okay, now in this definition, example HNO3. Okay, so here people will feel that one, so equivalent factor is how much? 1. But not all hydrogens are replaceable. Okay, here example is CH3COOH. So if you think that only hydrogens we need to count, how many hydrogens are there? 4 hydrogens are there. Okay, but replaceables are how many? Only one. This one is only replaceable, but not this one. Okay, these three are covalently bonded. This one is ionically bonded. Replaceable, for a hydrogen to become replaceable, what it should be? It should be able to, ionize as a H plus. This cannot be ionized. Okay, same problem with the phosphorus acid also. Okay, this part I am explaining here. Equivalent factor, not all hydrogens are replaceable. Not all hydrogens are replaceable. Okay, suppose H3PO4, H3PO3, H3PO2. Student, lot of confusion will be there. H3PO4, H3PO3, H3PO2 all have same number of hydrogen, but their replaceable hydrogens are not same. Okay, so I will draw one structure, rest you can draw it and you can find out. Okay, that structure you will draw. Okay, see here only hydrogens which are directly connected to oxygen are replaceable. So how many hydrogens are replaceable? 1, 2, 3. So its equivalent factor is how much? 3. Its equivalent factor is how much? 3. Is this replaceable or not? Very good. This is replaceable because directly connected to oxygen. Is this replaceable? Yes. Is this replaceable? No, because it is not directly connected to oxygen. Okay. So this is the homework for you. H3PO2, you will all draw a nice diagram and you will identify. What you will do, you will identify number of replaceable hydrogens. Okay. Is it understood? Now, then you will try to find out the equivalent factor. Okay, is it understood now? This is one of the tough question. This is very easy question for mains. This is just a board question. Okay, now coming to the next topic. Next example of base acidic nature. Okay, H3BO3. Now, can anybody tell what is the equivalent factor? Equivalent factor of H3BO3. You will draw it and tell me. This is also assignment. Okay. Assignment is H3PO2 and H3BO3. Equivalent factor you will find out. Okay. So coming to the base. Okay. Base is simply NaOH. Replaceable hydrogens are 1. Okay. Calcium hydroxide, replaceable hydrogens are 2. NH4OH, replaceable hydrogen OH minus are 2. Likewise, very easy. Now coming to the total positive charge, Al2SO4. Okay, so for example, I am giving typical example, Al2SO4 whole thrice. Okay, so here total aluminium charge is how much? Plus 3. Plus 3 into 2. Plus 6 is total positive charge. And minus 2 into 3 minus 6. So that's why I told you wherever you are comfortable to calculate number of hydrogens. Sorry, total positive charge or negative charge. If you don't know sulfate charge, you try calculate with aluminium. Okay. So suppose carbonate CO3 negative, 2 negative. So equivalent factor is how much? 2. Okay. So for simple ions, it is very easy. Chloride ion, equivalent factor is 1. Okay. Nitride ion, equivalent factor is 3. Likewise, you can calculate the equivalent factor for ions. Change in oxidation number, this example I am giving you. Okay. MnO4 minus changes to Mn plus 2. Okay. So oxidation number changes from plus 7 to 2. So equivalent factor is how much? 5. Okay. So that's all for the day. I will give you some questions assignment. Bye.